And then from there, they came with an idea, and they consulted with us. And from that idea, we connected with investors, and they got funding, upwards to like $1 million. So at least 2 companies we did that. A couple other companies are still in the negotiation phase, but that's what we're trying to do. We believe that once businesses are established, capital will flow in, more talent will come in, and that will essentially make Miami, South Florida, tech hub, or at least a blockchain hub. And that's what we're trying to do.
Thanks so much for watching bitsandtokens.com. I'm Jerome, and today I'm going to be interviewing Robin Lam.
Hey everybody, I'm Robin Lam. I'm the founder and CEO of Bloktech Networks.
So why did you start Bloktech?
Well, Bloktech itself was originally a cryptocurrency and blockchain meetup, essentially. The reason why I started Bloktech was that I realized that there was a need in Miami for a community, for at least in the blockchain and cryptocurrency industry in our place. People say that Miami is the window to Latin America, which it is, but a lot of people underestimate Miami as a tech hub and as a blockchain hub itself. So what we're trying to build, obviously, is to build a blockchain presence in Miami, and then from there, build a global network where we can connect people in the blockchain industry.
What was it like when you first started? When was it?
So our first event itself was in September 3rd, 2017. It was just me, my roommate, his girlfriend, his roommate, and just a random guy. Yeah, it was only 5 people. And we just met up at Blue Martini in Brickell, and we just talked about cryptocurrency. It was originally supposed to be like a 1-hour event. It turned into 4 hours. We just kept talking and having fun, drinking, eating, and everyone just having a good idea. I mean, there was only 3 of us that actually knew about something about cryptocurrency. The other 2 were just people just tagged along. From there, we just tried to host another event, and we did a second one a month later on, and we got 6 people. It was one more. It's not as
Progress.
bad. Yeah, but for me, it's like every event we just want to at least have one more person, so that way, one more new person, so that way we feel this community is actually growing and we're connecting with teaching people new things. Yeah, it was 6 people. Some people in the group would say, "Hey, we should just quit," stuff like that. But I was like, "No, let's just do it. We're having fun." It's like maybe 3 or 4 hours of like the time we have off and relaxing. So if anything, it's just us just talking about something we really enjoy. So then the next event, we had Area 31, and that just blew up. We had 40 people. It was a great event. And then we hosted another one, 80 people. And then the biggest event that we hosted, at least that was, I guess, in the early days, was at Employees Only near Miami Beach, actually on Miami Beach. It's a little bar with a big pool area. We had 200 people. 200 people. We had no agenda or anything, no idea, no speakers or anything. We had companies calling us, "Hey, we can't get more tickets to your event." And it's like, it's a free event, but you have to go on Eventbrite, right? But people were calling us. It was like, what's the guy's? Eric Mendelsohn. He was the CEO and founder of Recordgram, Toon Token. His advisor is Will I Am. So he called me, "Hey, I'm willing to pay like $200 to be a spot here, speaker in your event." We didn't have anything planned, right? We had people like, just so many people. We had like ATM businesses. We had BitStop calling us, which is ATM company. So, and then at the event itself, we just got some of those rope thingies and made it look like official. We had people's names, like you gotta sign in to check in, but like anyone can just walk anywhere, honestly. But we just made people check in. It was happy hour, and then people got demanding. It was starting getting packed, right? 50 people showed up, and then 100 people showed up, and 200 people. It was like so packed inside. There was literally no room to walk. It was so hot. And the worst thing about it was like, there's no microphone. The microphone didn't work. So we were standing near the pool on a little ledge on top of us, a little higher than everyone else. And we just winged it. And then it just grew from there. We first had our first paid event the week before the North American Bitcoin Conference. And that's really the turning point for our organization to become more professional. At the event, we started charging like maybe $10 per person. It's like, whatever, maybe cover our costs and stuff. We got a keg, so it covers some costs. Speakers just signed up for us. They're like, "Okay, we'll do it." Yeah, and then it was packed. We had 300 people. It was ridiculous. It was at Iron Hack. I don't know where it was near Brickell area, and it was packed. Like you can see the pictures online, but all the seats were filled. People were standing, and then there was outside area. People were still standing, and people were
Wow.
standing on the stairway, haven't even got in yet. Yeah, it was ridiculous. From there, it got so big that Mo Levin, the founder of North American Bitcoin Conference, wanted in our event so that way he can promote the thing. So last minute he showed up. One of my friends, he's like, "Oh, you gotta pay." He's like, "You know who I am?" He's like, "I don't care. You gotta pay." So he paid $10 and he became a guest speaker at our event. It was pretty cool. Yeah, from there we started figuring out what is a good business model. Maybe it's just a fluke in Miami. Maybe it's just a bull run. We have to make this into a sustainable business, right? You know how it was in the bull run, like anything. Like you pick a page in the coin market cap, pick a coin, and it's bound to go up, right? Who said that maybe our business, Bloktech, just got lucky because of that? So we tried doing a lot of things, and what really worked out was we created a template, a business model that we can implement, build. We call ourselves community builders. They're the fastest growing community builders because we've created a business model to build communities very effectively, quickly, and easily replicatable. And we implemented it. And where we implemented was the craziest thing, right? We wanted to test it somewhere so hard, like there was only, if we survived, it was a plausible business model. We chose Venezuela. Yeah. From there, we implemented our first event. 100 people showed up. And
In Venezuela?
Yeah, it was crazy. And now we're one of the largest cryptocurrency and blockchain communities in Caracas, the capital of Venezuela.
When was that event?
That event was July last year,
Wow.
2018. So it was like everything was going down. So it really showed that there's people interest, and it really showed that people willing to pay money, even if, to learn something about. It was really important that we taught people things. And our first workshop, we had 100 people, and it wasn't that much. It was like $1, but $1 is a lot to Venezuelans. But it showed that there is a market as long as you present it properly, right? You want to educate people, and you're building a community from that. From there, we worked with several different other groups like Dash and stuff like that with their programs in Venezuela. But yeah.
I really want to know how. How did we get to location Area 31, which I'll plug in. We're going to be at Area 31 with you guys on May 2nd, I believe.
Okay.
So aside from, or how did you guys succeed in finding locations, getting down to Venezuela and getting people to show up to these events? Like, how do you guys do it?
So it all comes from our Miami events, actually. A lot of people who show up are just random people. Sometimes they're like, okay, this sounds interesting. The thing is about our events is that we don't make, there's a lot of already Miami groups that are focused very in-depth about the technology and the programs, which is great. But there's no introductory course, there's no introductory community, right? Or intermediate community, actually. A lot of them are just expert level. Like you want to know what Lightning Network is, but you don't want to go there and you're the only person that don't know anything about it. Everyone's doing development work on Lightning Network. Like that's not beneficial to you. That wastes your time, and that doesn't present any new opportunities. Like you don't go out of it learning more things because you're not a developer. That's a steep learning curve already, right? What if there was a community that just introduces you to all these concepts, and then from there you branch out? And that's what a lot of people come to our community events, is that I don't know anything about it, but I have a business, or I have an idea, or I have these people that I want to do something. What can I learn from it? They come to these events, and then they don't necessarily right away reach out to us. Maybe a couple weeks, a couple months later to reach them. Hey, from your event, I learned something. What do you think about this? And then we give them a little advice. And then it's like, or they come back to us, hey, I want you guys to host an event at our place, Area 31, Peru, whatever you want to call it, all right? Or it's like, I want to open one in my country. I was like, where's your country? Venezuela. So it's like, I want to open one in my country. Where? Chile. We have one in Chile right now. We even had a guy from Peru come in to study us for 2 months. He flew in from Peru. I kid you not. Can I curse on this?
Of course.
I shit you not. Like, he flew all the way from Peru, Lima, Peru, to, where's Fernando? Fernando, can you verify that? The guy came from Peru. He came to Peru to study our business model in Peru. The thing is that he didn't have enough time, and his visa expired.
Oh,
so, but also we're really early in that stage. we just implemented the business model, and we weren't sure. It was during the same time when Venezuela was opening up, so we weren't really sure how to do it. Like he was expecting like people to be like professionals, but we were just starting. You know what I mean? We just created a business model, and we didn't know if the Venezuelan was going to work, and it did. But it was too late to, I guess, turn around to Peru. So we're still working him, maybe coming back and trying to implement it. But yeah, that was pretty crazy. And then just people Bloktech just grew because people went to our events or heard about our events, and they want to be a part of this, I guess, community, this network, whatever you want to call it, and they want to grow from it. We had people from Atlanta reach out to us. Now we have Atlanta branch. People from Raleigh, Durham reach out to us. People from Los Angeles reach out to us. New York. Yeah, we're now in like China, people are reaching out to us. So there is a need for it. There's a need for a community everywhere. More like an introduction to intermediate level. There's already communities for advanced levels, which is great, right? We're not in competition. What happens is that a lot of them come, we educate them, and we funnel them to these experts communities. So it works out beneficially. It's synergy. I don't even pronounce. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
I understand. So
synergy.
I want to understand, how do you expect to continue to keep bringing in more new customers, as well as retaining some of the customers that, like you said, this is that beginner stage. What happens when you're no longer a beginner? How do we keep the retention and the growth that you guys are experiencing?
Okay, so that's one of the great questions for us. I think for us is like, we obviously get a lot of people interested and a lot of new members. Retention rate is actually relatively, depends on the market itself, but on the overall, we measure these retentions, how many people attend events and how active they are in the chat and all the other social media stuff like that. So a pretty high retention rate. But then again, a lot of our people, they don't really come back until weeks later or months later. A lot of people are business people, right? So what we're trying to develop right now is that instead of B2C, which is business to consumer, which is what we have right now, events and all that stuff like that, is that we're trying to do B2B, where we connect businesses with resources and or capital. So that necessarily does not mean like money, but actually it means talent. That's what we're building right now. And I can't really say everything, but we're focusing more on B2B in a sense that we're trying to build more businesses. And I really believe that that's the foundation of any community, right? So once you educate the people, we're still in the first phase of it. You read the website, first phase, engage the community, build a community, and from there, people have ideas, and then from ideas, they build businesses, right? And this is where we're starting to get in early phase 2, where we want to connect businesses with other businesses or capital or investors, and that's what we're trying to do. We actually had companies come out to us who were just regular attendees, and then from there, they came with an idea, and they consulted with us, and from that idea, we connected with investors, and they got funding, upwards to like $1 million. So at least 2 companies we did that. A couple other companies are still in the negotiation phase, but that's what we're trying to do. We believe that once businesses are established, capital will flow in, more talent will come in, and that will essentially make Miami, South Florida, tech hub, or at least a blockchain hub, and that's what we're trying to do.
I also want to know, from when a customer is attending one of your events, how do they go home and get educated on cryptocurrency after your events?
So we have a couple, I guess, social media sites, Instagram and Telegram and stuff, where you can reach out to the community and ask people questions. But otherwise than that, we don't really have an official program for education. So,
well, after an event, I believe that it would be great if customers could be able to maybe go to the Bloktech website and be able to see, a little bubble where people can talk to someone and get educated. And that's something that Bits and Tokens can provide by having it on your website, where they'll be able to speak with someone at Bits and Tokens who can educate them and answer any of those questions that they may have and know more about your events. Like, let's say the event that you guys are going to be hosting on the 18th. Would you like to tell us more about the event on the 18th?
Yeah, so the event on the 18th, it's actually a collaboration of 3 different things. It's pretty crazy, actually. One of them is obviously Bloktech, and the other one is EOS Miami. So EOS Miami is ran by Pravi. He is the official chapter granted by EOS to have that title. They actually receive a lot of funding from EOS to do a lot of development work, and he hosts a lot of EOS events in Miami. What he's trying to do right now, he's pairing up with some filmmakers who are looking to move their film into the blockchain industry, because that's very crucial. You guys are in the media, you guys know that. But a lot of film is not verifiable, right? So they have a lot of issues with copyright and stuff like that. So a lot of filmmakers, especially up and rising filmmakers, how do you prevent other people from stealing outright? Because you have to prove in a court of law, like when it was incepted, right? When it was created. If you have it on the blockchain, for example, I come out with other stuff, you could prove that, hey, I actually did this way before these big companies started stealing my work. And then you have more evidence. It might not prove you that much, it might not make you win the case, but it gives you more evidence to prove your point in the case law. Obviously, judge and jury decides at the end of the day, but it gives you more push for, you know, your ideas. Another collaboration we have for the same event is that we have it with Roger Ver. He is the founder and CEO of Bitcoin.com and a very big proponent of Bitcoin Cash, BCASH, a lot of people say. We want to test out wallet setup. We really believe that setting up a wallet really increases user adoption, to be honest. If someone gives you like $20 in Bitcoin Cash, you're going to figure out how to use that wallet, right? And at the same time, while you're learning how to set it up, you're going to learn everything you need to know. You will learn about private keys, public keys, wallet setup, how to send money, confirmation, what's that mean? And at the same time, you now have $20 that you can spend, right? That gives all that in just a simple workshop, right? And that's what we really believe. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. I don't really care about fractionalism, like different coins, this and this, blah, blah. End of the day, it's about user adoption, right? It's about the overall blockchain and cryptocurrency community, right? I mean, it's great that people have different preferences, but at the end of the day, the main goal, at least for me, and I think for the industry and my community, is that user adoption and creating that community, right? So.
What's the next event that we should look out for after the April 18th event?
Oh yeah, we also have a collaboration with Bits and Tokens. Do you want to talk more about it?
So on May 2nd, we will be working with Bloktech to host an event where we'll be doing our normal live stream, but out of Area 31. So that way you can come out and mingle with Bloktech as well as watch the live stream, maybe even ask some questions in person. Is there any events that we're doing after that?
Yeah, there's a conference. It is called Mining Disrupt. It's the second type of X Disrupt conference in our series. The first one obviously was last year. We have 200 people or something like that. But for this one, we're expecting around 1,000 people or more. We have a lot of big people coming from the mining industry, but a lot of people, it's not just about mining. It's a fusion, right? It's a fusion event, and I'm confident, but I'm also a little bit nervous about it because it's a fusion event. But it's the first ever cryptocurrency mining and disruptive blockchain conference. So what does that mean, right? So obviously the mining part, people have from the mining industry, you know, stuff like that, but also disruptive blockchain. So all these startups will be debuting their services or products the first time ever in public at our conference, right? You have these protocols, you have these platforms, you have these exchanges, right? And they're not just random ICOs, whatever you want to call it. We actually vet through them, right? We look at their funders. We look at what their track record is. Check their money, like is it legit, right? Check their statuses, like legally, like where are they incorporated? Like are they actually a legal company? So, and all these companies are, well, I'm not gonna say all, but most of these companies are backed by the same backers that back Coinbase, Binance, Gemini, all those big household brands you see, same ones. So I call them, these are the disruptors of the blockchain industry in 2020. I'm going to name a few because they're listed on the website.
Please.
Kosh Network, Kava Labs, Snowball Money is a big one. They're interesting marketing because they have one of the biggest Instagram, mentorships and stuff like that. Millionaire Mentor, so he's based in Miami. Jason Stone, he has like, I don't know, like 3 million, 13 million or something like that followers, so he's pretty big. But yeah, we have some big people from the actual industry itself. Sia Coin coming, Obelisk. Sia Coin is backed by Mark Cuban. Let's see what else. Bitmain, Antpool. So you know how it is. Arc lists. So it's not just cryptocurrency mining, it's everything. We try and make it mining in there because no one has really done something with a big focus on mining. Everyone's just like blockchain, cryptocurrency. But we want to put that mining part, right? Mining is the big part in cryptocurrency and blockchain industry, right? Without mining, cryptocurrency cannot exist. Literally, it does all the verifications of the network, keeps the network alive. So the people that neglect it don't realize that it's the integral part of this whole industry.
What's the roadmap look like after the conference?
Okay, so the roadmap itself, obviously we're still in phase 1. We want to build more communities, stuff like that. My end goal for 2019 is to open at least 8 different cities, right? Right now we're in 6, and it's only the beginning of the, well, it's not even the April yet. Yeah, but we created out of 4 of those this year actually. To have 8 chapters running at least, and then at least, but I know for sure at least our track record right now we're gonna have at least 12.
Thank you so much for having the time to sit down with us today. Again, this is Robin Lam from Bloktech.
It's
a pleasure.